Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. Let's take a look at the lineup on what we're discussing today. A new era starts now in Pakistan Cricket Board, and that is, of course, that the interim coach has been announced, and that is Aqib Javed. Now, it's very pertinent to mention that we're still unsure of our plans as well. So immediately, Jason Gillespie was the interim coach for the Australia series. Now Aqib will join for the Zimbabwe series as well. But what is the future? Because his terminology right now, his designation is also interim white ball coach. But who's going to be the permanent one? And if he is the permanent one, then why don't we take a decision? That is a bit confusing. But nonetheless, I think if we're going with Aqib Javed, then we need to give him a long run as well. We shouldn't be hasty enough that we consider it only till the Champions Trophy, and based on the results there, we turn the tide once again. So we're going to be discussing that, and I'll also share something very special with you. So we went through a lot of research today regarding since 2022 up till now, which is November 2024, the number of changes that have been made in the coaching staff of the Pakistan cricket team. It is absolutely ironic. So we'll talk about that in detail as well. Then of course we move on and we discuss some more particular things on Sports Extra, and like I said that there's been a huge list that we'll be discussing with you, and then we move on and we discuss the Zimbabwe tour now, where the squads have been announced as well. So we're going to be discussing that in detail, and it's very important to mention that Zimbabwe are carrying a good squad in the one day and T20 as well, and on their home soil, especially T20 cricket. I think they're going to be a fantastic side being led by Sikandar Raza, and obviously for the one day internationals, Irvine is their skipper as well. So a good balanced side, a lot of youngsters in there who are going to be getting debuts as well for Zimbabwe. Pakistan, I think they've got a great opportunity to try their bench strength, to give players a chance as well, and I think we're looking forward to that as well. Then of course we move on and we tell you about the Prime Minister's youth program as well, under which a university Olympiad is going to start from the 21st in the federal capital, Islamabad. It's going to be absolutely fantastic that we talk about this Prime Minister's University Olympiad. The event, of course, offers a lot of opportunities, and head of the Prime Minister's youth program, Mr. Rana Mashood, of course, also announced that this is the way looking towards the future for Pakistan in sports as well. So we'll be looking at that in detail, because obviously we keep on talking about sports at grassroots levels, and I think Prime Minister has been very kind enough. The Honorable Prime Minister of Islamic Republic of Pakistan, Mr. Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif, has been very particular when it comes to sports, establishing an endowment fund and obviously looking towards the future through this Olympiad as well. So we talk about that in detail. Time now to, of course, introduce the guest, and we're going to be talking about all of these things in detail as well. It's very particular that we're discussing a lot of things which I'm sure you're going to be part of as well. Joining us first of all is cricket commentator, international broadcaster, presenter and our sports expert K. Asif Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Walaikum assalam, Ahmed. I'm very well, and nice to see you here. You're looking good, you're looking fresh, and you played a cricket match as well and scored 48. Congratulations to the team of PTV World.
Well, absolutely. We're going to be talking about that. We have to talk about that, and we will be discussing that as well. Also joining us is cricket expert and analyst Sabir Hussain. Assalamu alaikum, Sabir. How are you?
Walaikum assalam, Ahmed. I'm good, thank you.
And we've also been joined by a young and aspiring cricket writer as well. Mr. Mohib joins us. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, sir?
Walaikum assalam. How are you, sir?
I'm very well. Thank you, Mohib, for joining us as well. Now, very particular that we move on to a new era of Aqib Javed now. As Rizwan would say, no more baseball. It's Aqib ball now. So let's take a look at this report.
Pakistan Cricket Board has appointed former fast bowler Aqib Javed as the interim head coach of the men's white ball cricket team. Aqib will hold this role until the ICC Men's Champions Trophy 2025, scheduled to take place from February 19 to March 9th. During his tenure, Aqib will also remain a senior member of the National Men's Selection Committee. After the Champions Trophy, he will be assigned additional responsibilities by the PCB. Aqib Javed's first task as head coach will be Pakistan's white ball tour of Zimbabwe, which includes 3 one-day internationals and 3 T20 internationals. The team will head to South Africa for another white ball series. Pakistan will host an ODI triangular series with New Zealand and South Africa from February 8th to February 14th. The PCB has also shared plans to start the search for a permanent white ball head coach, with the goal of appointing one by the end of the Champions Trophy. Gary Kirsten resigned unexpectedly just before Pakistan's tour of Australia. In his absence, the PCB had temporarily assigned red ball head coach Jason Gillespie to oversee the white ball team for the Australia series. Now, with Aqib Javed stepping in, the PCB aims to prepare the team for upcoming international challenges.
Right, there you have it. All you need to know about the details of Mr. Aqib Javed, who has now been appointed as interim white ball coach for Pakistan. Asif Ahmed, what are we looking forward at? Because obviously, once again, this has been announced as an interim role. So obviously, we're not sure what that permanent responsibility is going to be.
Well, Ahmed, when the international people and the international cricket fraternity, they talk about the Pakistan cricket, they used to say Pakistan cricket 1 minute up, 1 minute down. Why? Not only in the field, off the field as well. Not only the cricket players, but the coaching staff and the managerial staff as well. Same with the position of chairman cricket board. When we talk about the interim coach, it means that you aren't sure about yourself, that what would be your plan, and you're going for the shorter plans. Ahmed, one question for me, you know that when you are playing under 16, school cricket, under 19, then you require coaching. When you go and to the international side, then you require mentorship, and you require, you know, that the head coach, what is the job responsibilities of the head coach? The main responsibility is to make a strategy with the skipper to tour and to which team you're playing against. Like if you're playing against Australia, what could be your strategy? If you're playing against Zimbabwe, what could be your strategy? That's the main thing which will be decided by the coaching staff and the skipper. See, if you are standing in a slip position, and if coach is not telling you that what could be your shoulders position and how you would take the skim catches, then I think there is no need for the coaches at the under 19 or under 16 level. And when I do remember when I was in school, I didn't know that what is the backlift. And then a coach came and he told me that this should be your backlift, the way if you want to play in the way. So the Pakistan cricket is still in trouble, that, you know, changing coaching staff and then giving responsibility as an interim coach itself reflecting that you aren't sure about your future. We'll play Tri-Nation Series in Pakistan against New Zealand and South Africa, and then of course Pakistan will participate in Champions Trophy. If Aqib Javed is going till the Champions Trophy, and let's suppose if Pakistan play well, and we wish Pakistan play well, then what will you decide about the coaching staff? Will you give him a permanent role? Why not right now? And you know, when you are enjoying 2-3 responsibilities, 2-3 portfolios, as you're a senior member of the selection committee, actually this is your head of the selection committee, not the senior member, and then you are a head coach as well. In the previously we have watched the criticism over Misbah-ul Haq that you're enjoying 3 portfolios. And you know that on that era, Pakistan was suffering a lot because you cannot focus on one thing. And if you're a head coach, then focus on your position.
Certainly.
If you are a member of selection committee, the domestic cricket is happening and you are traveling with the Pakistan cricket team as a head coach, who will watch the performance of the domestic performance?
Absolutely.
Why don't you go to the stadiums and the grounds and observe and witness their performances?
And
So
our
I think
obsession, I think, Asif, we're very keen in making heroes and then zeros. So we do it on 2 extremes. We never balance the equation out. But Sabir, obviously, I think Asif, I think highlights a very, very important point. It's very, very strange that we've seen this in the past as well. That, you know, let's keep it simple. The chief selector of Pakistan cricket should be eyeing the Qaid-e-Azam trophy and, you know, domestic cricket happening. But at the same time, if they are going with Aqib, and they've announced it as well, but obviously it needs to be a very systematic phase. Don't just bring him and then get rid of him, and we're once again in uncertainty what's going to happen.
Look, I mean, we have been always welcome as far as the PCB decisions are concerned. I mean, we have been a strong lookout, to be very honest. Since 2021, so many PCB chairmen basically, they have been making similar kind of mistakes. I mean, you have been, you know, trying to have some short-term goals. Better to have some long-term goals, because you have, you know, good decision to select basically Aqib Javed, because we have seen the local Pakistani legends. I mean, they have been phenomenal as far as their services are concerned. But I mean, since they have become coaches, I'm talking about a couple of senior players like Pakistan, Waqar Yunus, some couple of more coaches. I mean, the players basically, they complained about their behaviors. That is the reason I'm a big fan of foreign coach. But I mean, what happened to Mickey Arthur? On which basis Mickey Arthur was selected? Because he was an online coach. I mean, so this particular time, if PCB is looking for after Champions Trophy for another, you know, a full-time kind of a coach, so better to have, you know, proper kind of a selection committee to who basically hire a coach who basically will be having a long-term contract, not for 2 to 3 series, not for a 6 months contract as well. Like we have seen Gary Kirsten, I mean, PCB needs to understand the role of coach, head coaches. So you basically require a mentor kind of a personality who basically, you know, who comes in Pakistan, lives in Pakistan, see the, you know, domestic structure, whether he's a foreigner or a local coach as well. This is very important. Asif rightly said, Aqib Javed will be, you know, heading the selection committee as well. Again, he will be touring to Zimbabwe along with the team. So who is going to, you know, look after the youngsters, you know, the top domestic performers?
I think all of us need to get together and also eliminate this terminology of foreign and domestic. A coach is a coach. I mean, we have this obsession for a while that we want foreign coaches. Then we say no domestic coaches. So it becomes a bit tricky.
Ahmed,
and
if you allow me for a minute.
Yes,
actually,
please.
what was happening in the past. See, I don't want to mention the name, but a guy who's a good commentator and when he was the chairperson or chairman of the Pakistan Cricket Board, he brought foreign coaches even for the domestic teams as well. We appreciate it. Why we appreciate it is that, you know, that when we hear this name, that the foreign coaches are coming, then our players, the players who are playing right now, they give respect to the foreign coaches. This is the dilemma of Pakistan cricket, and that's why I think the Mohsin Naqvi has taken a step and he brought Gary Kirsten. That was a very, very good decision from Chairman Cricket Board. But
and then,
actually,
then the same person took the step and Gary had to go. So the stepping was front foot and back foot at the same time. But Mohib, how would you analyze this now? How are you looking forward to this new era? Now we see Aqib Javed. And obviously, like I said, you know, it's a lot of responsibility and a lot of insight that will be in the Pakistan Cricket Board, courtesy of Aqib Javed. He will be calling most of the shots now as a decision maker.
So as you said that there's a lot of uncertainty in our team and our management. There, like Aqib Javed is a very good choice. If we see on paper, he has been good in the PSL as a head coach of Lahore Qalandars. He has been good as an assistant coach. But the word interim, that's the thing which makes unrest. This will cause tension, this will cause unrest, because interim means that he is just temporary. He's not going to stay forever. However, if we make someone a permanent, you should have gone for a permanent coach. You're not going for a big series, I know, but we have to create a permanent head coaching staff. We have to create a permanent selection committee. We have to create a team which is built on merit, not on I like him, I like this player, I like this player. The selection committee has to be fair and they have to select according to merit.
Absolutely. I think meritocracy has been the need of the hour in the Pakistan Cricket Board, and all these criteria need to be very, very systematic. But like I highlighted at the start of the show as well, that we did a bit of research that since 2022, the changes that have been made in the Pakistan coaching structure. Let's take a look at this report.
Over the past 2 years, the Pakistan Cricket Board has gone through many changes in its coaching staff. In 2022, Saqlan Mushtaq was the head coach, with Sean Tate handling the fast bowlers. But the team's performances in big tournaments like the Asia Cup and T20 World Cup were disappointing. In 2023, under Najam Sethi's leadership, the PCB made major changes, bringing back former head coach Mickey Arthur in a remote role and hiring Bradburn as the new head coach. Morny Morkel and Andrew also joined the coaching staff, but immediately after change in PCB chairmanship saw Gary Kirsten take charge of the white ball setup while Jason Gillespie coach of the test side. After a while, PCB saw the dramatic exit of Gary Kirsten following disagreements with the PCB. Jason Gillespie stepped in as the interim coach. Gillespie's leadership led Pakistan to a 2-1 win over Australia in their ODI series. But now Aqib Javed has been named the interim white ball coach. With so many changes in a short time, questions remain about who will take over next and whether this constant shifting is hurting the team's stability.
Well, there you have it. Sabah gives us the details of post-2022, what we've seen. So a long list of names, Asif, in that coaching staff manual that we see, and obviously a lot of them have changed since 2022.
I wish if you have done the level 3, we could see your name as well there. And yes, I mean, this is pathetic, to be honest, that that's why your team is not performing well. Uncertainty is there. The players, they aren't consistent with their performances. Of course, you know that when there is pressure on your mind that who will be the next coach, when you'll be thinking that you aren't focusing on your performances, then of course that you cannot get better results. As we have watched in this report that Sabah was telling that, see, Saklan Mushtaq was there, Misbah ul Haq for 2 years. 2016 to 2019, we have won the Champions Trophy. Why? Just because we have a permanent coach, and that was Mickey Arthur. I'm not talking about the rest of the results.
We reached another terminology which we forgot to mention, and that was, virtual coaching as well. That has also been a hallmark in the Pakistan Cricket Board setup.
Virtual coaching, virtual teaching, and virtual cricket. This is what we heard in the last couple of years. And of course, this credit goes to Najam Sethi. He has actually started. Why he has started that, Muhib earlier he was talking about that I like him and you like him and this is my personal liking and disliking. So Najam Sethi was very good with Mickey Arthur and he brought him. And see the decision of the Gary Kristen. If you see his profile, if you see his resume, that he has served so many countries, and when he was with Indian cricket team was in a very good groove, and that's why Pakistan Cricket Board has taken a decision that bring Gary Kristen.
Right.
But unfortunately, that was very saddened for me that on a very, very crucial time, he left Pakistan team. And now we're in trouble, and that's why we're using this word interim.
And I think we're going to stick to that for a while now, this interim setup. But Sabir, obviously this long list of names, the most disappointing factor for me was that, Moni Mokal's exit. I thought he could have added so much. Before that, I go in the past, Vernon Philander joined Pakistan as well, which was also another good move. But obviously, due to this uncertainty...
Why are you forgetting Saqib Bhai names?
Absolutely. Saklan Mushtaq. Abdurrahman Saab, I think, was a fantastic choice. We should have gone with him regularly. And, just for our viewers' perspective as well, the resignation of Mohammad Yusuf, who gave his resignation yesterday, has not been accepted. So there is another thing now happening, that resignations are not being accepted. But Sabir, the question of the hour is that a lot of people, I know a lot of former cricketers, a lot of international experts are now claiming that international coaches might not be entrusted to work with Pakistan cricket due to this uncertainty. So this can leave us in a conundrum if we once again decide that we're going to move from domestic setup to international setup once again.
Absolutely, but it all depends upon the certainty, because we have seen lots of uncertainty in PCB management, head of the departments as well. We have seen in the team as well. If the top management is not consistent, so that basically reflects to the players' performance as well. If you're hiring a coach for 2 to 3 years, then the players will be, they will be able to understand the importance of a coach. Then they will be, having some kind of ideas to discuss their, weaknesses, strength as well to that particular coach. If you're hiring a coach for a 3 months, 4 months duty, so he won't be able to, identify the mistakes of the, or weaknesses of the players. So this basically reflects very badly to the performance of the players. Very important for Pakistan to basically hire a permanent kind of a coach, whether he's a foreigner or a local coach. We have seen lots of local coaches. They have been, doing a phenomenal job in domestic circuit, like you rightly said, Abdur Rahman, Azam Khan from Sindh as well, Karachi, and then Saklan Mushtaq did a fantastic job. But what happened? Again, you have removed Saklan Mushtaq on the basis of 1 or 2 series. So this is the dilemma of Pakistan. We basically always go for a bigger names, international names as well.
Right.
We always talk about Gary Kirsten. He did well for India. But look at Indian team at that particular time. You do not have that kind of players.
A couple of days ago, Sabir, there was, I don't know it was confirmed or not, that everybody was saying Saklan Mushtaq is once again going to be appointed as head coach.
The Prime Minister's University Olympiad 2024 is set to start in Islamabad on the 21st of this month, with 3,000 athletes from universities across Pakistan expected to take part. The announcement was made by Rana Mashood Ahmad Khan, chairman of the Prime Minister's Youth Programme, during a meeting with vice chancellors of universities to finalize the event's arrangements. The Olympiad will feature a variety of sports competitions and aims to promote a spirit of healthy competition among the youth. It is designed to encourage students to engage in sports, improve their skills, and proudly represent their universities. Rana Mashood expressed that the event would not only provide a platform for young athletes to showcase their talent, but also help to build unity and inspire confidence among the youth of the country. This event is seen as an important step toward promoting sports and creating opportunities for young people to excel in their fields.